You were the one that dropped Jey Uso backstage, okay? I've known you longer
Possible endings for Seth Rollins versus CM Punk on the Netflix premiere of WWE Raw. After heated exchanges on the last 2 episodes of Raw, CM Punk and Seth Rollins will do battle at the Red Brand's debut episode on Netflix on January 6, 2025. Punk and Rollins' encounter began as a verbal exchange this past Monday on the flagship show, but quickly morphed into a physical altercation. Officials had to keep them apart. Later in the night, Raw GM Adam Pearce booked the match for the highly anticipated premiere episode of the Red Brand on Netflix. With so much riding on providing fans with a huge night, the bout could play out several ways. Some finishes could briefly end the feud, while others could keep it going. Here are 5 possible endings for the heated match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk at the Netflix premiere of Raw. An easy way to both keep the sides even and also prolong the feud would be to have a car crash of a match. The men could either brawl all over the arena or never get in the ring to make the bout official. That would bring weapons and other props like tables and chairs into the equation. Punk and the Visionary could batter each other so badly that both are left lying lifeless, forcing officials to call it off. If they have a moment like Bronson Reed hitting a splash on Braun Strowman on top of a car, it could explain why both men are off TV until the Royal Rumble. Things can pick back up then, after a few weeks off. Number 4. They finally bury the hatchet. One possible outcome of the showdown between CM Punk and Seth Rollins at the Netflix premiere of Raw is for one star to go over clean. Depending on who wins, the two can finally decide to bury the hatchet and shake hands. It could end the first chapter of the feud, but leave it open to be picked up at a later date. They could cross paths in the Royal Rumble, with one eliminating the other. That could set them on a path for a showdown at WrestleMania 41. There's been a lot of animosity between the two, which we've seen in their promos on Raw. Since they're so much alike, reconciling to a degree is a possibility. If WWE really wants to shake things up, they could have Punk defeat Rollins cleanly on Netflix's premiere of Raw. This could open things up for something after the match. Rollins could form a new stable to combat the perceived top heroes of WWE's new era. The new group could try to get rid of stars that they perceive as cancers that won't go away. This could involve current stars like Drew McIntyre or Kevin Owens, or even bring some stars from NXT up to learn alongside the Visionary. Nathan Frazer is a pupil of Rollins. Lexis King and Ethan Page are ready for the main roster. NXT GM Ava ignored Eddie Thorpe over the last month and was mad that he went around her to get a title match. Introducing a blockbuster new faction could shake up the status quo in WWE. Another possibility is that Rollins wins cleanly, but Punk turns heel after the match. The fans are almost 50% split in the feud, making it hard to give one star the babyface treatment. If the Visionary emerges triumphant during their showdown on Raw, Punk turning villain could open himself up to challenge the faces in WWE. The best in the world could even win the Royal Rumble as a heel and challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. He did this, justifiably so, when The Rock randomly overtook his feud with John Cena roughly 12 years ago. A huge moment at the conclusion of the big fight. Instead of having a new faction debuting, a name new to WWE could show up after the match between Punk and Rollins. One star could win the match decisively, leading to the loser leaving the ringside area. This could open WWE up for a huge debut, like Penta El Zero Miedo, or even a returning star or NXT debutante. Attacking either Punk or Rollins would signal a huge arrival and give fans a reason to invest in this new star. If a performer targets someone like The Miz or Akira Tozawa, it will be hard to take them seriously as a potential main event talent. WWE Raw Netflix debut. CM Punk vs. Seth Rollins to be the main event. WWE has gone all out to make the Raw Netflix debut show a grand spectacle, with an impressive card for January 6th. A host of WWE legends, including John Cena and The Rock, are also scheduled to make their presence felt on January 6th for the Raw Netflix debut. Seth Rollins calls CM Punk a bootlicker at WWE Raw on Netflix press event. Tensions between Seth Rollins and CM Punk were elevated again during Wednesday afternoon's WWE Raw on Netflix press conference. Both Punk and Rollins were on hand to help WWE promote Raw's Netflix debut on January 6th, and things nearly came to blows after Rollins called Punk a bootlicker. Punk and Rollins went face-to-face, and both pushed the other before they were separated by Triple H and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. "Welcome to the house that I built," Rollins yelled at Punk with fans watching in the audience. "Welcome back to the house that I built when you abandoned ship. I got nothing left to say. Who's the bootlicker now? B******H. Rollins and Punk will collide for the first time since Punk returned to the company on the WWE Raw on Netflix premiere inside the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles on January 6th. Adam Pearce made the match official this week on Raw after Rollins and Punk got into a heated brawl in the audience and around the ringside area. Other announced matches for the January 6th event are Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala in a tribal combat match, and Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. This year, WWE and Netflix entered into a partnership that will see Raw on the world's biggest streaming service for the next 10 years. Netflix paid WWE $5 billion for the Raw rights. Seth Rollins to CM Punk. Who is the bootlicker now, bitch? CM Punk and Seth Rollins got into another confrontation at the WWE Raw on Netflix kickoff ahead of their bout on January 6th. Rollins said he had nothing left to say, welcoming Punk back to the house that he built. CM Punk and Seth Rollins altercation at WWE Raw Netflix kickoff. There was a fiery exchange between CM Punk and Seth Rollins to end the WWE on Netflix kickoff event from WWE HQ today, December 18th. There was a kickoff event today at WWE HQ in anticipation of the upcoming debut of the Raw flagship on Netflix beginning January 6th, 2025. Amongst those making appearances were Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, who faced off before Adam Pearce confirmed that their WWE Women's World Championship match would take place at debut episode of Raw on Netflix. Another major match that was confirmed for the Netflix debut on Monday's Raw, December 16th, was CM Punk taking on Seth Rollins one-on-one. Both stars made appearances at the HQ event, although seemingly both in a very different mood. While CM Punk appeared first and was calm and collected in his demeanor, by the time Seth Rollins was introduced, business picked up. Rollins took to the stage without a microphone and began yelling at Punk, notably thanking him for coming to the house that I built, before adding, "Who's the bootlicker now, bitch?" The verbal altercation would continue until the pair needed to be physically pulled apart by the authority figures on stage, including Paul Triple H Levesque. Elsewhere at the event, WWE star Logan Paul confirmed that he was drafted to Raw as he vowed to target a current champion for their title. You can keep up with all the latest news from around WWE at this link. Triple H to cancel CM Punk versus Seth Rollins 2 from the WrestleMania 41 card? Exploring the possibility. CM Punk and S.